pretty good. All right. Now we're past the 10 mark. We're moving on to the more difficult ones.
All right.
And this is just going to be an open answer question.
Okay.
So I'm not going to give you any options. You're just going to tell me what the answer to the question is. This
All
is
right.
where your hints might come in handy. Just remember, you do have to answer one of the random trivia questions in order for me to give you that partial hint.
Okay.
All right? So, number 11. Who sired Darla, and then who sired Angel?
Darla was sired by the Master, and Angel was sired by Darla.
Correct.
Which was awesome because she was such a cool vampire.
Yeah.
She was amazing. Like she started off as this typical like teenage girl in a school uniform, and she looked so innocent and sweet, and then like no, she's this volatile homicidal maniac. And then you see the throwbacks in later episodes to when Angel was first sired, and she just had this range of ability that was just phenomenal. Like she could play a duchess from the 18th century. She could play a homicidal vampire trying to take over the world in the 21st century. And she was crazy and fun. And by the end of it, in the later episodes in Angel, she ends up getting pregnant, and the soul of her baby lets her know what it's like to be human again. And so then she's playing this humanoid vampire thing, having a baby, and like she just did so good. She was so amazing in every single scene and episode, and you believed whatever it was she was selling you. And I love Darla so much. She's great.
That's amazing.
I told you, like, I could do 10 years on these characters.
I love it. I'm loving every second of it. All right. 12. In the episode Becoming Part 1, what was Buffy doing at her previous high school when her first watcher went up to her?
Wasn't she sitting on the stairs?
You're very close.
I feel like she was sitting on the stairs talking to I can't remember because they changed it from the movie. I feel like she was sitting on the stairs talking to her friends. That's wrong.
I'm gonna give you this one because you got the sitting on the step. The full answer would have been sitting on the steps sucking a lollipop.
Oh right, yeah.
All
yeah,
right,
Josh was really into the teenage sexualization thing. He was really working out some stuff back then.
Yeah, I'm so sure he was.
It's like the lollipop and the short skirts and the plaid thing. Like he was definitely working on some stuff.
Yeah, I think culturally, the culture in general was working out some stuff.
The 90s were a weird time, man.
Yeah, it was a real like Wild West.
There was a lot of booze and not enough weed, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Absolutely. All right. 13. Who jumped into the portal at the end of season 5?
Which portal? There's been so many in that show.
Okay.
Season 5 was the year Buffy died that year. Yeah, it's Buffy.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Okay, Buffy, correct. Can you get some insight on sort of like the background that they gave on the answer?
Ugh. I hated this episode so much because first of all, the show is called Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
You can't kill off your main character. It's not canon. It's not cool.
Yeah.
But you especially cannot kill off your main character for a character that was brought to life by magic monks who literally turned a ball of energy into a human being to prevent an evil god from a demon universe from getting hold of the ball of energy that was a key to open up the door to the, like, it was so confusing and stressful. Season 5 was terrible. It was horrible. It was very stressful. It was very emotional, and I just don't want to think about it.
Okay. Moving on. We'll just leave it in the past. I don't really want to trigger your trauma. I get it.
It was absolutely traumatizing because when Buffy died the first time, she came back a few minutes later, right?
Yeah.
When Buffy died the second time, we had to wait like 6 months for her to come back to life.
Wow.
So it was like, what do you get? And then she came back as a robot.
What? Okay. I don't.
Exactly.
I'm not okay. I'm not sure I'm following the full canon of this show.
They built a Buffy robot, okay, in season 6.
Okay.
And so it's like you leave off season 5 and Buffy is dead.
Right.
You get to season 6 and somehow Buffy's alive, and they don't tell you right away that it's a robot. You don't find out that it's a robot until the vampires kill the robot. And then like the town gets overrun, and then they got to bring her back from the dead, but they don't unbury her. So not only do they bring her back from the dead, but she's got to claw her way out from the grave.
Okay, interesting.
So it was very stressful.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds like a lot. That sounds like a lot.
It was a lot for her to go through. She had a hard life.
Oh, man. Okay. All right. 14. Which 2 characters did actor Tom Lenk play?
I don't even know who that is. Tom Lenk. Can I have a hint?
All right.
Have I earned a hint?
Well, I'll ask you the question and you tell me if it's true or false, and I will give you a hint. I'll give you half the answer.
Okay.
All right. The question you have to answer to get the hint is Albert Einstein lost 20 years of work when his Pomeranian ate one of his notebooks. Is that true or false?
I mean, I feel like a Pomeranian couldn't eat an entire notebook. I'm going to go with false.
Correct. The first half of the answer is Cyrus.
Oh. Okay. I know who that is. And I know that Joss Whedon was really particular about having, like, there were only a handful of actors that he worked with twice on Buffy, let alone other shows.
Yep.
So I know who the character Cyrus is, but I don't know who the other person is that he played.
Okay. It would be Cyrus and Andrew. Do you remember Andrew?
Tom Link. Whoa. I missed that one.
Yeah.
That's good.
Nice. There
was the guy that played Wesley was actually in the Marvel films. And if you get, like, I swear to God, they went through it and deleted it. But there is this tiny fracture of a scene where he tilts his head this specific way, and you can tell that it's Wesley. And I swear to God, they've scrubbed it from all the films. But it's there. And Joss Whedon directed, for those of you that don't know, he directed Avengers. And I always thought that was so cool because he was so particular about not using the same actor twice in different shows and movies because, A, he wanted to give lots of people different range, but also because he didn't want people being like, oh, you're from Buffy or you're from Angel or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I'm actually really surprised that I missed that. That's good. I'm impressed with you right now.
All right, nice. I'm glad. I was kind of nervous because I was like, God damn it, I don't know like the full level of like these questions, but like just as like a fanboy, I I've gone into sort of weird rabbit holes. So like when somebody starts going like, in this episode when I'm just like, yo, that is like, you can't have just like seen one or two episodes. You have to have like seen the whole series multiple times, that sort of thing.
I remember when the last episode of Buffy aired, like the last episode, my mom was working at a wildlife rescue organization at the time, and she had to spend the night because they were doing an open house the next day. And I called her and I was like, did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see it? And I was crying and my mom hates vampires. Like, she's not a vampire fan. She's not into Buffy and Angel at all. Yeah. But I had watched Buffy and Angel so often that like by the end of it, she was just like, screw it. I just want to know how it's going to end at this point, because I forced her to watch it with me. Nice. I have seen them so many times. I know most of them off by heart.
Oh my God. I'll tell you right now, there's been a ton of shows that my family just goes, yeah, I don't really want to watch this, but then I'll just put it on and just watch it in front of them so much that they're like,
they get into it.
I've seen like 3 seasons of this already. How am I not going to continue watching this?
It's like right. Star Wars. Once you like, even if you've only seen a little bit of Star Wars, you know all the references.
Yeah,
you
for
can't
sure.
Like, you can't when you live with a fan, you're kind of SOL.
Yeah, for sure you are. For sure you are, because my wife is absolutely SOL. All right. What did Buffy describe herself as in the last ever episode, Chosen?
That's such a convoluted question. That's not fair.
I mean, we're getting up there.
That was such a good episode. I'm going to cry just thinking about it, because the thing that I remember about that episode the most was when she was talking about being a hero and like what it means to be a Slayer. I don't know the answer to the question, but I do remember that episode, and it was a good one.
Okay. All right. A full forfeit on this question.
Full forfeit.
Okay. For those who are itching for the answer is cookie dough.
Right. I've even written about being cookie dough. That's just sad.
Oh. Man,
I'm letting all the Joss fans down.
I'm telling you, it's those little bits that you're just like, I'm never gonna forget this. That just skate right by you.
That was another good one, because like everyone says that Angel was her one true love, but I actually think it was Spike, because Spike was the one that was like, I accept you as you are, and I don't want to change you. I just want to love you. I just want to be with you, even if that means just being a friend. And that whole cookie dough line was so transformative for women around the world. Yeah. Like, I don't know a woman that hasn't written about being cookie dough at one point or
Wow.
another.
Okay. Sounds amazing.
I can't believe I missed that. Like, I'm so disappointed in myself.
All right, let's move on to the next one before you keep beating yourself up over this.
All right.